Hello Markham Gardens family, Daniel Markham here with the Markham Gardens. I wanted to bring you guys with me today because I had an idea last year whenever my wife said she wanted to grow some mint. And so what we ended up doing is we got a little metal container and we ended up throwing this mint plant in this container, and it did so well. It grew extremely well. So I thought I'd post this video today just to give you guys an idea of what you can do with your herbs and what you can do with your mint and things like that, just to give you an idea. Let me show you what we did last year. So last year we had this little metal tub that was sitting around, and I have no idea where we got it. I'm really not sure, but I drilled several holes in the bottom of it and we planted the mint that my wife wanted in it. Well guys, this was last year, and this sat out in the cold and the freeze and everything, and it did not die. It actually went all the way back to just sticks, and then now this year it is fully covered with mint. Well, we love it, but the issue is that we want more mint. It's just, this is all there is right here, and we want a lot more mint. And so what we did this year is we went down and we got us some bigger metal buckets. So it's basically the same thing, just a lot bigger. And granted, they can be shallow, guys. If you're doing mint or you're doing some sort of an herb like that, it doesn't need to be a really deep bucket. Mint roots are pretty shallow. And so we just got these buckets, and so these will allow the mint to grow through the whole thing. And so the first thing you want to do, guys, is you want to grab metal drill bits, grab you a drill, and drill you some holes in the bottom of that bucket for drainage. You're gonna need drainage in the bottom of your buckets. And so what I've done is I turned this over. I went ahead and, you know, OCD-ish, I had to make them all even, but go ahead and drill some holes in these buckets to give drainage for the mint. And so I'm going to show you guys one. I'm going to do it real quick. And so what I did is I went ahead and just take your drill, go ahead and drill several holes in it, just like that, guys. Super easy, nothing really difficult. But you want to make sure that you get some decent drainage, otherwise it will get soggy and the roots will rot. So you want to make sure you get lots of good drainage in these buckets. But we were so impressed with how well that they did this last year with the mint that we decided we were going to go ahead and get some bigger buckets. And I'll tell you guys, we picked these up at Walmart. They had these sitting at Walmart, and so we thought, well, what better than to stick with the same metal bucket, galvanized bucket idea, and plant some more mint in there. So that's exactly what we're going to do. All right, so once you've got your holes drilled in your buckets, I'm going to go ahead and get this other one done, and then I'll show you the next step. So the first one that we're going to do is going to be our regular mint that we have here. And this is just regular old mint, guys. And we're going to transplant this one into this bigger bucket so that we've got more room in there and everything else. Now let me show you real quick the difference. So you can see we'll have quite a bit more mint. In fact, we're probably going to have about almost double what we had before, if not more than that. So we're going to go ahead and transplant this one into this one. Now the cool part is we didn't just get one type of mint. This is the regular kind of mint, and we've got two other varieties that we're going to put in their own buckets, and I'll show you those in just a minute. All right guys, so I tipped it upside down, and as you can see here, it came out as a giant pellet. And unfortunately, there is also, well, they all disappeared inside, but there is a group of ants, you can see one there, that decided to take up residence inside of this, which is fine. It's not going to hurt anything, but decided to turn into a pellet. So we're going to go ahead and set that into there. All right, so now that we've got it all set in here, now all we're going to do is we're going to take some more of our soil, and we're just going to start putting it in. And I'm not going to pack it down real tight, but I am going to firm it up, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill it up to the same level as this other soil that's right here. All right, guys, so as you can see, I've gone ahead and filled this up with dirt. I filled it up to the same level as the pellet that I put in there of this mint. And any of you that know or have grown mint before, you know that mint can be incredibly invasive. And I will tell you that this mint probably started out as a little tiny plant about this big when we first planted it. And it begins to spread. And that's why a lot of people tell you mint is incredibly invasive. You really don't want to plant it in a garden bed or something if you don't want it to completely take over that garden bed. To be honest with you, I love mint. We love the smell of it. When you run your fingers through it, just the fragrance is incredible. So we wouldn't mind it taking over an entire bed, but we've decided to do it this way. Just because it looks pretty as well. So anyway, guys, this is the regular mint. This one's done. Let's move on to the next variety. All right, guys, so here's our next one. And this is about the size of the mint, the regular mint that we ended up buying that first year. And it ended up taking over that entire container. So we're going to go ahead and put it in this one and allow it to overtake this entire container and get a lot more. Now, this one here is called apple mint, and I have smelled it. It does have kind of an appleish flavor to it, but I'm going to go ahead and take a little leaf off and give this a shot, and we're going to see if this is anything like apple at all. Incredibly minty, but when it comes to taste, I'm not really getting an apple taste out of it. I think it's more the smell, because when you do crush the leaves and then you smell your fingers, there is kind of an apple aroma that comes to it. So anyway, not getting it in the taste though. The taste, it just pretty much tastes like mint to me. So let's get into planting this in this container. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and fill it up with some soil. So let's get to that. All right, guys, so we've got it full of soil. We've got it up to a decent level here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this in the dead center of that pot. So the first thing I'm going to do to make room for it is I'm just going to dig out a little hole here just in the center, just big enough so that we can get this mint into that hole. And that should do it right there. So let's go ahead and we'll pull it out of this pot and we'll put it in that hole. All right, guys, so as you can see, we've got lots of fibrous roots. It definitely filled up that entire pot on there. So let's go ahead and pop that down in here. Now, I'm not worried about breaking up the roots, guys. This mint is going to spread like crazy. In fact, as this limb lays over, it's going to end up rooting in. It'll take off. It'll do its thing. So I'm not really concerned about that. So all we want to do once we get it in here is we want to take all of our soil and just start pushing it up against there and pack it in real good around there. Not real tight, but you want to pack it in there enough that it's nice and firm. All right, guys, we are planted. We've got the apple mint planted in our pot here, doing its thing. So let's move on to the next variety. All right, guys, we've got our third tin filled up with our potting soil. And so this is the third one. And some of you that have grown it before, you may be able to recognize this one just by looking at it. But this one is the one that my wife is super excited about. And I will tell you, while we were there at the nursery, we were looking around trying to find it. Couldn't find it. We found the apple. We found, grapefruit mint. We found all sorts of varieties, mojito mint, a bunch of them, and couldn't find this one until I found a rack that was off to the side that had some sitting on it to restock. And this one here is called the chocolate mint. And I love this one, guys. It has a specific flavor, a specific smell to it. It is absolutely incredible. If you can find you some chocolate mint, guys, pick it up. If you run into it, grab it. Because this one is delicious. The smell, the taste, everything. We absolutely love this one. This is the one that we grew when we were back in Phoenix, Arizona. And this one, even in the hot summer that we had, at over 120 degrees. This one here took over an entire bed, so it does incredibly well in the heat. We just gave it a little bit of shade up next to the house, and it did incredible. So let's go ahead and get this one planted. All right, so I've dug my little hole out of the center of it. We'll go ahead and pull our plant out of here. You can see, got those beautiful root systems again. And again, guys, a lot of your plants, you're going to end up breaking up these roots, but mint, there's no need to, guys. It's going to end up rooting through this whole thing no matter what you do. So we'll go ahead and place that one there in the center, and we'll start to firm it up with our soil. Just start moving the soil into place. Now, you don't have to be super careful, guys. If you get one of these limbs and you end up burying it down in the ground, don't worry about it. That limb is going to come up as a new plant, so just don't worry about it. Mint is so, propagates so profusely that it will come up as another plant if you happen to bury a little piece of it below. So just don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. All right, so we've completed all 3 plantings. We've got the regular mint, we've got the apple mint, and we've got the chocolate mint. And I will have to bring you guys back and show you the update as we go through the season, as these mints begin to take over these entire containers. But they absolutely will, guys. They will spread throughout these entire containers. They will take them completely over. But you know, I will tell you though, now I'm tempted to go back and buy all the other varieties, the mojito mint, the Indian mint, the grapefruit mint. There were a bunch of varieties of it. So anyway, guys, I just thought you might enjoy the idea. You know, you can plant mint many different ways, but this is just one idea. It looks kind of what they call cutesy in a metal tin, and just thought you guys might enjoy the idea and maybe give it a whirl. So anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, guys, if you'll go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos coming up. It will let you know whenever we post a new video. And if you did like the video, guys, if you would go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for us. If you didn't like the video, please, it helps us out, hit that thumbs up button, but go ahead and put a comment down in the comments section letting us know how we can do better, guys. Give us some ideas on things that we can make videos about that you would like, or if there's a better way I can instruct, or something I can show you better, or if there's just something you'd prefer to see so that you like the video more, go ahead and put that down in the comment. I'd really appreciate it, guys. If you know anybody that could use this idea, if you'll go ahead and hit that share button and get the word out there to your friends and family about our ideas and some of our projects and things like that. But anyway, guys, love you guys. See you in the next one. Shalom under the dome.